So this first set of poems I'm going to be reading from actually a book that was released in Barcelona last month called Golden Hour. It was meant to have been released in 2020, but here we go. Ghosts. And this is very wonderful. Here, ghosts tugging at me, sharing with me stories in my lives, with details forgotten, dancing in my mind and gut, like demons distracting. From now, this growing within me, reminding me of their deaths, taking from birth my complicity, seeing clearly who I am, telling me of sins and how I shall commit them again. And so I did, against yet born love. Distancing, quieting, understanding how they were to be conceived in chats, on walks and in beds, when they were to be committed in the safety of an emotion's desperation and pain so cruel, where automatic grappling deceit for love, why they were so necessary, each other together, our centricity, lack of control, predetermined and ordained by their presence in my ghost house. Step through. Free. I didn't die at Easter. I died in April, rejecting the spring. I hear what you think, though your sentences contradict each other. The lines between speak in clarity, no one thing hurting until all is painted into a picture of reality. To speak without memory is truly to be free. Yeah, you're getting there. Veils of the morning, writing reams of poetry in her head on a Sunday morning, lying in his bed. It rains against the window, a perfect lazy day. She lies naked beside him, the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen, with such color, structure, and form, making a second skin around him as he doesn't touch her. He picks up his phone to read. She turns to the wall to cry. Naked beside him, not a bit of him to hold. Everywhere she threads on glass, and every time he bleeds. She can read him like a book, but could not interpret him. Blinded by illusion, she makes romantic gesture, gifts burned in suggestion. His need to hate himself more passionate than her love. She lies, here spent beside him, with no more Yeats to give. Yes. Occupy. Without any belief, lacking in faith, devoid of personal idols, not wanting ideology or having trinkets for security, possessing you in my gut, protecting me, occupying my heart cosmically, my mind accepting its new reality, loving you becomes easy. A room with a view. A billion shades of grey push and hassle the sky, and a blue pine mountain lies across my way. A long bundle of oaks gone higher and high, while a storm of hurling leaves makes everything seem to decay. Can you imagine some drizzly old smoke come twisting right up and up within, the scene of a picture of old French folk, and all serene? Roll. But if you're going for a walk, why do it alone? Why not share it with a cow? If you do it right, you might get a friendly face licking. What could go wrong? Go up to a cow, grab her by her ears, and let rip into her face with the most bitching banshee guttural roll. Your bloodying lungs can push through your strained throat, with eyes popping to tears to tippy toes as your muscles tense up and hair falls across your face. Release. Cow screaming can relieve stress, add excitement to a boring country walk, bring relief to muscular tensions, stimulate blood circulation, cure loneliness, athlete's foot, gallstones, obnoxious tendencies, baldness, menstrual bleedings, and tensions. Training before cow screening can help to avoid unexpected stampeding, cow kicking and headbutting, heart attacks, blood clots, or strokes. Talk to your doctor first. Note, there is research that suggests evidence that the recipient might not appreciate cow screaming as much as you, but this has not been confirmed. In 2019, I say, but actually it was 2018 because I got it wrong. Thanks. Jonas has corrected me. Magnus and me landed here. It was a massive storm, and the day after in the morning, I went for a walk from Dominic's house on one side of Ferryside to where we were going to be staying in the hotel that night. And this was something that I wrote on the way. Aftermath. The river flowing higher than the road, beside the way to the square, bellowing through the hedgerow a cow. The deep gurgle and babble of water through the drains, in one and out another. An owl fella stick in hand marching in protest. In flowing waters along roads through car parks and rivers. Slipping on mucky footpaths like at home on the ice. Using a stream crossing the road to wash my shoes, a woman apologizes for the mess. Bubbles up water flow from the manhole through the railroad crossing as I head down to read a sign. The ferry's running and a wasp annoys me. The storm is over, there's no smell, wading through small rocks, porous stones and debris, some raised to the grass banks above. Waves crash on the breaks to children's cheers. Here with such high tide, the water heavy with silt, slow and brutal on its march against the shore. It would bury you with its flow. No walk on this beach, I'll go the road. The trees combed northeast by years of wind, I can still hear the thunderous rhythm of the sea. Solar panels take the day off. Another diesel train spins by as I make it down the village road to where I shall stay. Bee. Fat, fluffy bumblebees laze around the hyssop and lavender, dancing with butterflies as they find new suckling spots between the flowers and showers of water from a hose. Voluptuous and furry coat pimps of pollen diligently wasting time, sucking on purple and pink, waltzing with elegantly painted skinny butterflies of beautiful, enrapturing, timeless, stealing thunder from the sky, no lightning to contour this moment, no rain to feed desire like the scene before me. Tides. Turn that light out, I thought, as I lay back in the sand and looked up at the glaring moon. Therapeutic madness, ebbing and shuddering, uneven tides according to own clock, feeling from pasts in form unexpected, this now. I now can stress over mono decisions, considering more strenuous than doing. It's obvious as you experience it, how ridiculous to be in your mind's grip, not able to figure out any way around it, afraid, but not knowing what one's afraid of, exhausting and consuming. A friend suggests therapy, which I totally reject. This one took about 3 years to write. It was something in my head and I just couldn't work it out. And a friend visited, and when she left, the poem was written. Sitting on kitchen chairs, like a cat-powered dream, all soft and slow, piano fine, clocks and time running on rhythmic hops from topic to thing. Food pushed aside, the hunger to feed, ravishing our minds. Thought wordings that make you listen, ratcheting up the meanings, feelings, understandings. reaching flow in constant spaces, nooks and crannies not often explored in mundane conversations at coffee houses, pubs, street corners, dinners, or workplaces. Deprived of sleep, entwined as each day passes, pushes reality, entering cycle repeating topics like mantras, chants, wobbling, oscillating, steadying with tea being poured from Turkish pots on the stove, puttering a rhythm through each day, not sure where it might end, sentiments wading through the ritual and sipping, sitting on kitchen chairs. Moving to the living room would break the pulse, maybe kill the flow, not stopping for sleep. Even if it's great banter, how does talk smell after a few days? Does it depend on each topic? Mix it right to smell of rose and any other way. How sexy can an armpit be after days of maturity? But all of this gives way to the beautiful, perverse mind. I wish to be buried in a plain wooden box, in a plain woolen cloth, under a plain wooden cross, by the wee murky river that flows as if below the sea, near that crock old house and the large devil's tree, down the old gravel lane and the big iron gates in the middle of the field, where the graves are old and all lie and wait. Thank you.